Yo, what's up, guys? So, LeBron James just signed a record 2-year, $8 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, notice I said record. I know getting well, this is not a record. This has got to be the greatest value contract in NBA history. The greatest value contract. You got LeBron James, the best player in NBA history, for 2 years and $8 million. That's $4 million a year. $4 million a year for the best player in the NBA history. This screams championship chase. This screams championship chase. LeBron is definitely trolling people 110% with this move. Of all the teams that he could sign with, he decided to sign with them. They've got a stacked roster, stacked starting lineup in particular, with Embiid, Jalen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. They've got a tough lineup. So with him, they instantly become a championship favorite, if not the favorite. That core with LeBron, Joel, Tyrese, Jalen gives the Sixers elite scoring, playmaking, and defensive versatility. The only thing that could stop them, that could legit stop them, is a somebody gets injured. That's going to be the only thing that stopped them. LeBron easily becomes a primary facilitator, even at 41. He's still among the NBA's best decision makers. He might not have the same explosiveness that he's had in the past, but you don't need to be explosive to set your teammates up. Maxey could spend more time attacking off the ball, and Embiid would definitely benefit from easier scoring opportunities. There's less stress on his body. The contracts definitely would be is an enormous bargain. We're talking about only $4 million per year per season, which would leave Philly with more roster flexibility than if LeBron signed for a bigger salary. I think Draymond opted out of his deal with Golden State to potentially join him in Philly. We'll see about that. The Eastern Conference hierarchy shifts. Philadelphia easily surpasses some of those mid teams, and they're one of the top teams in the East right now. And this makes any playoff path through the Eastern Conference much, much tougher. Last year was pretty much a cakewalk for New York. They didn't really struggle with anyone in the East. I think, was it Detroit that beat them twice, if I can't remember? But they snowplowed through the East. So Lakers, they already transitioned to a post-LeBron era. For a legacy standpoint, this would be a fifth championship with a fourth franchise and would absolutely strengthen LeBron's resume in the GOAT debate. If he helped deliver Philly's first title since '83, it would become one of the defining accomplishments of his career. Winners, obviously, Philly. Losers, Golden State, Miami. Yeah, especially Miami. I know Giannis feels a little scorned by this move. I think he was counting on LeBron joining him back in Miami, but current odds, championship odds, will you utilize DraftKings for that? All right, so it looks like the Spurs are still the favorites to win the finals. You got a beast like Wemby. Thunder, 270. Philly climbs all the way up to plus 900. New York's there. Boston. Outside of these four teams right here, I really don't see maybe Denver. Nobody else has a chance outside of these four teams, barring injuries. Nobody else has a legitimate chance to win the championship. So, yeah, plus 900, not bad. I would take advantage of those odds from a fantasy basketball standpoint. It's going to be hard to draft someone early that plays on Philly, simply because all of the usage is going to be spread out. They're going to be basically like average players now. The East playoff pictures changes not too much. Like Philly ascends a few spots naturally, but you still got a lot of those same contenders in there. Uh, what this move means for LeBron's legacy, we already know he's a team hopper. You know, this is his fourth team that he's joining. He's an infamous team hopper. But if he was to win a championship, he might be the greatest team hopper in NBA history. Let me know you guys' comments. Let me know your thoughts. And I will catch you guys on the next one.